All right, so today let's take a deep dive into something pretty cool.
Okay.
Hospitality English.
Oh, cool.
We've got some pretty fascinating material here from a guy named Andy T. Laird.
Okay.
And he's been training people in this area for over 30 years.
Wow.
He's got this online course platform.
Mm-hmm.
And what really caught my eye was that it's not just about learning the language.
Yeah.
It's really about giving you the skills to really make guests feel welcomed and understood,
Oh, wow.
no matter what situation you're in.
I mean, that's a really important point. You know, it's easy to underestimate how much those small interactions
Right.
can really impact a guest's entire experience.
Totally.
And in a globalized industry like hospitality, where you're interacting with people from all walks of life,
Yeah,
clear communication, it becomes even more crucial.
for sure. I mean, you can have the most stunning hotel in the world,
Exactly.
but if the staff can't communicate effectively with the guests, it can really sour the whole thing.
Right.
And Andy's website really hammers this home right from the start,
Yeah.
talking about all those missed opportunities and the potential for things to go south when communication breaks down.
Yeah, and what I find fascinating is that he doesn't just focus on grammar rules.
Right.
He's really honed in on building confidence
Yeah.
through practical scenarios.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Instead of memorizing verb conjugations,
Uh-huh.
you're learning how to smoothly handle a guest complaint
Right.
or make recommendations for local attractions.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's about giving you the tools to navigate
Yeah.
those real-life situations, even if your grammar isn't absolutely perfect.
Right.
Now, tell me a little bit more about this Andy T. Laird.
Okay.
His website mentions he's not only got tons of experience,
Yeah.
but also a background as a teacher-trainer.
Right.
Does that play a role in how he approaches this at all?
I think it definitely does.
Yeah.
Having that experience probably gives him a deeper understanding.
Of how people learn languages effectively
Uh-huh.
and the common roadblocks they encounter.
Right.
It's like he's not just teaching English.
Right.
He's teaching how to teach English,
Wow.
which is a pretty cool layer of expertise.
I hadn't thought about it like that, but you're right. That's a valuable perspective to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And he's designed these courses specifically for different roles within a hotel, right? Like
Yes.
front desk,
Uh-huh.
housekeeping,
Yeah.
food and beverage,
Uh-huh.
even security and airport representatives.
It is. It's pretty comprehensive.
It's pretty comprehensive.
And speaking of different roles,
Mm.
I was struck by how he gets straight to the point
Okay.
about who these courses are for.
Ah.
Remember those sections on his website?
Uh-huh.
The this is for you if,
Yes.
and this is not for you if. He
Yes.
doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Oh, yeah, I saw those.
Right.
I actually laughed out loud at a few of them.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to see someone be so direct,
Yeah.
you know?
But beyond the playful tone, I think he's highlighting some core traits that are essential for success in this field. Ambition,
Yeah,
a genuine desire to learn,
right.
and a real focus on the guest experience.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
It's not just about ticking boxes on a language proficiency test.
Right.
It's about having that inner drive to connect with people and make their stay truly memorable.
Yeah.
And you know what really reinforces this?
What?
The testimonials on his website.
Oh, yeah.
There's one from a self-employed person named Winjai
Okay.
who found the course relevant even outside of a traditional hotel setting.
Wow. That's cool.
And another from Putter,
Uh-huh.
whose improved guest interactions actually caught their manager's attention.
It's so cool to see how these skills can have like a ripple effect,
Right.
impacting not just your own work,
Yeah.
but the overall atmosphere of the place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty
Okay.
of the courses themselves. What do you actually get when you sign up?
Well, you get a really structured learning experience with video introductions, tutorials,
Okay.
downloadable PDFs, everything laid out in these clear step-by-step lessons.
Cool.
And from a practical standpoint,
Yeah.
these courses are way more affordable than traditional language schools,
Right.
which is a big win for accessibility.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Cost can be a huge barrier for a lot of people.
exactly.
So it's great that he's made that a priority. And you mentioned the structured learning experience,
Yeah.
but he also emphasizes flexibility, right?
Exactly.
Like you can learn at your own pace
Uh-huh.
and fit it into your schedule.
You're not bound by strict deadlines or
Right.
classroom schedules.
Okay.
And while he encourages learners to set their own pace,
Yeah.
he still provides a clear roadmap for each course.
Okay.
Those step-by-step tutorials help break the material down into digestible chunks.
Right.
So you don't feel overwhelmed and can track your progress.
Cool.
It's like having a flexible framework that you can tailor to your individual needs and learning style.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off and allows people to really absorb the information. Rather than just racing to the finish line.
Exactly.
Now, this might seem like a small detail, but I'm really curious to know how Andy's background as a teacher trainer influences his approach to teaching hospitality English.
It's not a small detail at all.
Right.
I think that experience gives him a unique understanding of effective language instruction and the challenges that learners often face.
Right.
He's not just teaching English, he's teaching how to teach English in a way that's engaging and effective.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it really speaks to the thoughtfulness he's put into designing these courses.
Right.
He's not just throwing information at you. He's carefully crafted a learning experience that's designed to help you succeed. Okay, let's shift gears for a second and talk about the practical benefits of taking these courses.
Yeah.
Beyond the obvious language skills, what other advantages might someone gain?
That's a great question. I think a really important one is increased cultural sensitivity and awareness.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. After all, hospitality is all about creating welcoming and inclusive experiences for guests from diverse backgrounds.
Right. It's not just about speaking the words.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the nuances of communication.
Exactly.
And how they might differ across cultures.
Absolutely. And by understanding those nuances, learners can develop a deeper appreciation for cultural differences and learn how to navigate those differences with respect and sensitivity.
For sure.
It goes beyond simply translating words.
Right.
It's about truly understanding the message behind them.
It's about building genuine connections.
Exactly.
And fostering a sense of trust, which can make all the difference in a guest's experience.
It's about using language as a bridge to build rapport and create those positive interactions that leave a lasting impact.
Beautifully put.
Thanks.
And of course, let's not forget about the potential career advancement opportunities.
Oh, right.
In today's competitive hospitality industry, strong communication skills, particularly in English, can be a major asset.
Absolutely. Imagine having the confidence to handle any guest interaction.
Right.
From resolving a complicated complaint to anticipating needs before they're even voiced.
Wow.
That level of mastery can really set you apart and open doors to some amazing opportunities.
Totally. Now, do you think Andy's courses could also benefit someone who's already proficient in English?
You know, I think they absolutely could. While the courses are designed to elevate communication skills, within a hospitality context, even fluent English speakers can gain valuable insights. From the specialized vocabulary, the cultural nuances, and practical communication tips that Andy provides. It's like taking your communication skills from good to exceptional. And that can make a world of difference in any career, especially one focused on providing outstanding service.
It's like leveling up your communication game.
Exactly.
All right, so far we've covered who these courses are, for what you get when you sign up, and some of the potential benefits. Now, I'm curious what really stood out to you about Andy's approach. What resonated with you on a personal level?
Honestly, it's his emphasis on the power of language to create truly positive and memorable experiences for guests. It's a reminder that even the smallest gestures of kindness and understanding, conveyed through words and tone, can have a lasting impact.
It's so easy to get caught up in the logistics of hospitality.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's those human moments of connection that really stick with people.
For sure.
Okay, let's shift gears and look at the target audience for these courses.
Sure.
Who do you think would benefit most from Andy's approach?
Based on what we've seen so far, I'd say it's perfect for anyone who's truly passionate about the hospitality industry and wants to create exceptional experiences for their guests.
Right.
And it's also ideal for those who may feel intimidated by the prospect of speaking English in a professional setting. His no grammar focus approach and emphasis on practical scenarios can help build confidence and make the learning process much less daunting.
It's like he's created a safe space for learning and experimentation.
Exactly.
Which is so important when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. And you know what else stood out to me?
What's that?
The fact that he offers a free hotel vocabulary toolkit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great way for people to dip their toes in and see what his approach is all about, even if they're not ready to commit to a full course.
Absolutely. It's a generous offer.
Yeah.
And shows that he genuinely wants to empower people with the language skills they need to succeed.
I agree. It's refreshing to see that level of passion and dedication.
Yeah.
Now, I know you love connecting the dots and seeing the bigger picture.
I do.
So what does this deep dive into hospitality English tell us about the evolving landscape of the hospitality industry as a whole?
I think it really highlights the increasing importance of personalized guest experiences. In today's world, people have so many choices when it comes to travel and dining.
Yeah.
What sets a hotel or restaurant apart is no longer just luxury or amenities. It's the human touch.
Yeah.
That feeling of being genuinely welcomed and cared for.
And language is the key to unlocking those connections, right?
Exactly. It goes beyond just transactional interactions. It's about building rapport and fostering a sense of genuine warmth and hospitality.
For sure. And as the hospitality industry becomes even more globalized, the ability to communicate effectively across cultural boundaries becomes even more crucial.
Absolutely.
Imagine a world where language is no longer an obstacle.
Wow.
To creating those truly magical hospitality moments.
That's a beautiful vision.
It's exciting to see resources like Andy's courses helping to make that vision a reality.
Yeah.
All right, before we move on, I want to leave our listener with a little thought experiment.
Okay.
Think back to a time when you received truly exceptional service at a hotel or restaurant.
Okay.
What made that experience so memorable?
Yeah.
Was it the attentiveness of the staff, their ability to anticipate your needs, or perhaps their genuine warmth and friendliness?
Okay.
We'll come back to this after a short break
Right.
and explore some additional resources and insights that can help you enhance your communication skills in the hospitality industry.
Cool.
Stay tuned.
Sounds good. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of hospitality English.
So, we've been talking about Andy's no grammar focus approach.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, at first I was a little skeptical.
Okay.
I thought, isn't some level of grammatical accuracy important?
Right.
Especially in a professional setting?
Yeah.
But the more we discuss it, the more I'm starting to see the value in his method.
I understand your hesitation.
Yeah.
Grammar is often presented as the foundation of language learning. But think about it this way.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a conversation with someone whose grammar wasn't perfect, but whose warmth and sincerity shone through in those situations? The slight grammatical imperfections, they kind of fade into the background because the genuine desire to connect is so strong.
That's a great point. Yeah. It's like we've all had those experiences where we're fumbling through a conversation in a foreign language.
Yep.
And even if we're making mistakes, the other person's willingness to meet us halfway makes all the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's that human connection that really matters.
And in the context of hospitality, where building rapport and trust is so essential that human connection becomes paramount.
Okay.
Andy's approach seems to tap into that by empowering learners to use language confidently. Even if they haven't mastered every grammatical rule.
It's like he's saying, don't let the fear of making mistakes hold you back from connecting with your guests. And that's a really empowering message.
It is.
And I know Andy also talks a lot about learning at your own pace, which is super appealing, especially for folks with busy schedules. But does he provide any guidance on how to actually structure that learning journey?
Okay.
I mean, it's great to have flexibility.
Yeah.
But sometimes having the structure can be helpful too, right?
You bring up a valid point. While he gives learners the freedom to set their own pace, he doesn't leave them completely adrift. Remember those step-by-step tutorials and downloadable resources we talked about? Those are designed to break the material down into manageable chunks, making it easier to stay on track and feel a sense of progress.
So it's like having a flexible framework that you can adapt to your own needs and learning style.
Yeah, the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And that brings me back to something that really impressed me about Andy.
Okay.
His background as a teacher-trainer.
Right.
It's like he understands not only the intricacies of language, but also the art of teaching itself.
That's such a valuable insight. I'm curious, how do you think that experience might shape his approach to teaching hospitality English specifically?
Well, I think it gives him a unique sensitivity to the challenges that learners face, especially those who might be intimidated by the prospect of speaking English in a professional setting. He's likely encountered a wide range of learning styles and developed strategies for making language learning accessible and engaging for everyone.
It's like he's not just teaching the language. He's teaching you how to learn the language effectively.
Exactly.
That's a really powerful skill to have. Okay, let's talk about the practical benefits of taking these courses. We've touched on the language skills and cultural sensitivity. But what other advantages might someone gain?
That's a great question. One that often gets overlooked is the boost in confidence these courses can provide. Imagine going from feeling hesitant about speaking English to confidently handling guest interactions, no matter how complex the situation. That newfound confidence can radiate into other areas of your work and even your personal life.
That's so true. It's like a ripple effect. And speaking of confidence, I wonder if these courses could also benefit someone who's already pretty proficient in English. Like, could they still gain something valuable from Andy's approach?
Absolutely. Think of it this way. Even seasoned athletes have coaches, right? Someone to help them refine their skills, identify blind spots, and push them to the next level. Andy's courses could serve a similar purpose for someone who's already comfortable speaking English. They could gain new vocabulary specific to the hospitality industry, deepen their understanding of cultural nuances, and pick up practical communication tips that could enhance their interactions with guests.
It's like taking your communication skills from good to exceptional.
Exactly.
And that could make a huge difference in any field. Especially one as people-focused as hospitality. Now I'm curious to hear more about the types of people who would benefit most from Andy's courses.
I think his approach is perfect for those who are truly passionate about the hospitality industry and are eager to make a positive impact on their guests' experiences. It's for those who are driven by a desire to learn, grow, and continually improve their skills. But I also think his courses would be incredibly valuable for those who might feel intimidated by the prospect of speaking English professionally. His no grammar focus approach and emphasis on practical scenarios can be incredibly liberating and empowering.
It's like he's created a judgment-free zone. Where you can experiment with the language, make mistakes, and learn at your own pace. And that's so important when you're trying to build confidence and fluency. I remember those testimonials we talked about earlier? I was really struck by Bu and Jai's story. The fact that they found the course relevant, even outside of a traditional hotel setting, shows just how transferable these communication skills are.
It's a fantastic example of how these skills can go beyond just one specific industry. The ability to communicate effectively in English is a valuable asset in countless fields, especially in our increasingly interconnected world. And Andy's courses equip you with the tools to not only speak the language, but to use it in a way that fosters genuine connection and understanding.
It's like he's teaching you the language of human connection.
Exactly.
Which is something we all need, regardless of our profession or where we live in the world. Okay, we covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about Andy's unique approach to teaching hospitality English. The potential benefits of taking his courses, and the types of people who would find them most valuable. Now I'm curious, what's resonated most with you personally? What stands out as particularly compelling or insightful?
Honestly, it's his unwavering belief in the power of language to create positive and memorable experiences. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day tasks of hospitality. But he reminds us that at its core, it's about human connection.
It is.
It's about using language to build bridges foster understanding and make people feel genuinely welcomed and cared for.
For sure.
And I think that's a beautiful and inspiring message.
Beautifully said. And that brings us to another question.
Okay.
Do you think Andy's courses ultimately deliver on their promise of helping people master the art of hospitality English?
Based on everything we've discussed,
yeah,
his extensive experience, his tailored course content, the glowing testimonials from students, and his clear commitment to supporting learners, I'd say he's created something truly special. He's not just teaching vocabulary and grammar. He's teaching a mindset, a way of approaching communication that can transform how people interact with guests and create those truly magical hospitality moments.
I absolutely agree. It's clear that he's put a lot of heart and thought into creating these courses. And that passion shines through in everything he does.
For sure. And, you know, it's not just about the paid courses. His free hotel vocabulary toolkit and that catchy discount code hospitality25 really showcase his commitment to making these resourcing accessible to as many people as possible. He's not just trying to sell something. He genuinely wants to empower people with the communication skills they need to succeed.
It's refreshing to see that level of dedication, isn't it?
It is. He truly believes in what he's doing, and that makes a world of difference.
For sure. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listener with a final thought-provoking question.
All right.
Imagine you're a hotel manager.
Okay.
What steps would you take to foster a culture of exceptional communication within your team beyond simply providing language training? What kind of environment would you create to empower your staff to connect with guests on a deeper level?
That's a fantastic question to ponder. It really gets to the heart of what we've been talking about today. The transformative power of communication in the hospitality industry.
For sure.
We'll delve into some additional resources and insights in just a moment.
All right.
But for now, take some time to reflect on that question and let it spark your imagination. We've been talking about Andy T. Laird's approach to hospitality English. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired by it.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like he's reminding us that
even in a world of like online bookings and automated services, that human touch still makes all the difference.
It really does. And before we left off, we were talking about that challenge of how do you build a culture of great communication in a hotel beyond just taking language courses. It's making me think about how we often train staff on procedures, but maybe we need to train them on empathy, too.
Oh, that's interesting. Like how to really listen to a guest's concerns. Even if they're not expressed perfectly in English.
Exactly. It's about reading between the lines, you know.
Right.
Understanding those nonverbal cues.
Totally. And sometimes it's as simple as encouraging your team to share a bit of their own culture with guests. Or to ask genuine questions about where the guest is from.
Exactly.
You know, just those little moments of connection that can really turn a stay into something special.
And that ties back to what we were saying before.
About Andy's emphasis on cultural sensitivity. It's not just about speaking the language. It's about understanding the culture that language comes from.
Exactly. And I think that's where Andy's background as a teacher trainer really shines through. He's not just giving you a set of phrases. He's teaching you how to think about language and communication in a more holistic way.
It's like he's giving you the tools to be a more effective communicator. Not just in English, but in any language.
Absolutely. And speaking of tools,
Yeah.
Remember that free hotel vocabulary toolkit Andy offers?
Oh, yeah, that's a great resource.
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to expand their hospitality-specific vocabulary, even if they're not taking one of his courses.
It's a brilliant way to get a taste of his approach.
Right.
And start incorporating those industry-specific terms into your daily interactions.
Exactly. And of course, we can't forget that generous discount code he offers.
Yes, hospitality25. So catchy.
I know, right? It makes his courses even more accessible.
It really does. And it's those little touches that really show his commitment to empowering people in the hospitality industry.
He's not just in it for the business.
Right.
He genuinely wants to see people succeed.
I agree. Speaking of success, What are your thoughts on the long-term impact of these kinds of resources on the hospitality industry as a whole?
Well, I think they have the potential to raise the bar for guest experiences across the board. As more and more hospitality professionals embrace the principles he teaches, I think we could see a shift towards more personalized, culturally sensitive, and ultimately more satisfying interactions for everyone involved.
Imagine a world where language barriers no longer prevent those genuine moments of connection from happening.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is.
Where guests feel truly seen and understood, no matter where they come from or what language they speak.
It's a beautiful vision, and I feel like we're moving closer to that reality thanks to people like Andy.
So if you're listening to this and feeling inspired to level up your communication skills, I encourage you to check out the link to Andy Laird's website in our show notes.
It's a great place to start.
You might just discover a passion for hospitality English that you never knew you had.
And remember, it's not just about the words.
Right.
It's about the human connection those words can create.
Absolutely.
Go out there and make those connections.
Yeah.
One conversation at a time.
Until next time, keep those deep dives going.